say you were choosing a sandwich. What do you do when your only choices are something morally reprehensible, against the rule of law and decency, and a symbol for all that's wrong in America, and something you don't really know why, you just never cared for? You might be wondering if there's anything else on the menu. Well, guess what? There is. It's not FDA inspected, but I took a bite anyway.
For the last 160 years, Americans have only elected Democrats and Republicans for president. But this year, that could all change.
44% of registered voters said that they would want a third-party option.
There's already a third-party candidate running right now.
Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson. Who the hell is Gary Johnson?
Good question, guy who is Gary Johnson. We sat down so Gary could introduce himself to America.
I'm Gary Johnson. I am running for president on the Libertarian Party.
What is a libertarian?
A libertarian is fiscally conservative and socially liberal. Get government out of the bedroom, bring an end to the drug war, and let's stop with these military interventions.
Sounds reasonable. So I had Gary walk me through a checklist of what it means to be libertarian.
Legalize marijuana.
Oh.
I would not have bailed out the auto industry.
Oh.
I support a woman's right to choose.
Oh.
I would abolish guaranteed government student loans, and I would abolish the Department of Education.
Here's the thing with libertarians. I support basically every other thing you say.
I believe in free markets. The model of the future should be Uber everything. Uber accountant, Uber lawyer, Uber doctor.
I can't wait to pay surge pricing mid-colonoscopy.
But the free market seems to be going Gary's way. He'll be the only third-party candidate on the ballot in all 50 states, and he's already polling at 10%. So who is the real Gary?
Your campaign slogan is Google Gary Johnson and find out.
Google Gary Johnson. This is really objective.
And yet, you have a name they would give someone in witness protection.
You know, there are a lot of Gary Johnsons.
Who is Gary Johnson?
Just Google him.
So I Googled Johnson. Oh, safe search on. And it turns out he was a popular two-term governor of New Mexico in the 90s, where he balanced the budget and murdered some wood. Also, he's climbed Mount Everest and bikes while sexy. But is he ready for the big leagues?
Let's take a look at an image from your campaign website. What sound were you making when this photo was taken?
Doesn't that show gravitas?
Make that face right now. What are you doing? Why? You know, kids will do anything with photos. They could put anything in there. So easy to change that G to an H.
But Gary's biggest strength seems to be that he's not the worst.
You've got a real advantage over Trump and Hillary because you're not really disliked. You're just not known. All you really have to do now is just shut up and look pretty. Just look pretty.
Just be light.
Just Gary being Gary.
And it turns out Gary being Gary is pretty amazing. His mind is as free as his markets.
What was your most recent job before running?
I was the CEO of Cannabis Sativa. But I am making a pledge that I would not be consuming marijuana as president of the United States. I am actually a really disciplined cat.
You're a cat. Panther-like.
Oh, may I share one of my high school nicknames with you?
I am dying to hear what it is.
Jaguar. Jaguar Johnson.
What? Do you think you're presidential enough to get elected?
I do not. I am a round peg in a square hole when it comes to the perception of what you're supposed to be running for president.
Still, when your choices are a peg that's been squaring herself since she was 5 and a peg that's just fucking the hole for the fun of it, Gary's realness is pretty refreshing. He just wants everyone to live free.
If you could be anywhere but the campaign trail right now, where would you be?
Rock climbing.
Well, lucky for you, I'm a witch.
Oh my God. Oh.
Awesome.
How the fuck did you rope me into this?
How the fuck have you gotten so high never having done this before? And isn't it exciting? I mean, it's just so in the moment. Oh, yeah. Nothing's more in the moment.
Gary Johnson, I hate to say this. I think you're too freaky deaky to be our president.
I think this is what you want in a president.
This libertarian is ready for America.
Vote for Gary Johnson.
But is America ready for the libertarians? We'll find out next week when we visit their convention.
What sorts of people show up at the Libertarian convention?
You're going to find really wonderful, well-meaning, well-spoken people, and then people that are just batshit crazy.